Hey, I'm Fuds. I play keys at Generation. We're going to be talking about the sensitive subject of altar calls. I think to understand what to play, or what you're like, what to play practically, you need to understand what your role is, I guess, on stage. The best way to describe it is that you're musically backing up what's being said from the pulpit. So whatever's being preached on, you're backing that up musically. So I've got a good friend who specialises in media and film and has been involved with some productions and stuff. And he lets me know that like a motivational part of a movie is 50% film and 50% music, which kind of emphasises the importance of music behind something that's motivational or a moment. And we carry that obviously in the church scene as well. Practically what that looks like is understanding, obviously, not just the difference between minor chords and major chords, but how to use them with what's being said. What I like to do is, when I go up, I'll play, let's just stick in the key of C. I'll play a suspended fourth, which would be an F2. What I'll do is in the key of C, I'll play an F2, I'll hold it with the volume off, and I'll drag it up, just till it's at the level where it's just under the pastor. Right. The reason I do that is because it's a lot less intrusive than kind of going up with full volume, just going. That usually gets a lot of attention, and attention is something that you really don't want in altar call. That's actually what you're really trying to avoid. You're trying to put all the attention back onto the pastor. And so anything that gets attention to yourself doesn't belong in altar calls. Alright, so back to this chord. So playing F2, or whatever the fourth would be in the key. We're in the key of C. Now the reason that I play an F2 is because it's a suspended chord. From here you can sit on this one for a long time, or this one will easily allow you to go to a major or to a minor. And that all really depends on what's being said and what's being spoken about. For example, if we've got a pastor and they're saying, God loves you, He's got a future for you, that's not really a sad type of thing. So what we want to do is we'll go straight to a major chord. Once we sit on the F2 and we kind of analyze what's being said, then just say if we want to go to a major chord, we can comfortably hit that C. Now let's take it to a different scenario. Recently at church we had somebody who was talking about being in a major car accident and how it really spiraled his life downwards. You don't really want to be playing a major chord when he's talking about that. So play an F and take it to an A minor or a 6. Altar call, I'm pretty adamant on not having the band accompany me unless we're really building. The reason being is you can kind of feel free to go from majors to minors, to change the progression, to change the feel. And it's also, when you play an altar call, there's no real timing. I kind of really work off what's being said. So you can kind of feel free to change it whenever without having a band trying to get timing or trying to do this or trying to do that. And kind of takes away the whole structure of what to play and to predict, being able to predict what's coming next and so on. And kind of takes away your creative freedom to go wherever you want, especially if you've got 3 or 4 other musos that have to play what you're playing. So with that said, also, there's certain priorities. Like for example, when you get up, the most important thing isn't to plug your earphones in. The most important thing is what I'll do is, as I said, I'll play that F, I'll sit on it, I'll sit on my sustain pedal. From there, I've got as much time as I want to be finding the chord, plugging my earphones in, talking to the band. But if they're requesting the band, if the pastor asks for the band, they usually want it then and there. And so by the time you get up, jump on here, plug your earphones in, get your levels right, and then play, it's usually a bit too late. So we really want to focus on getting up here as fast as we can, play that chord, sit on the sustain pedal, and then you've got as much time as you want. You don't have to rush the next chord. You can sit on that fourth for as long as it takes for you to recognize what's being talked about. If you struggle with kind of knowing when to play major, when to play minor, make sure that you send us an email, because we want to be explaining this stuff more. It's a little bit harder when you're talking to a whole lot of people and not knowing where everyone's at and whether they understand you, where they need to go into detail and stuff. So make sure you send us an email at creative@generation.org, and we'll make sure that we answer that to the best of our ability. But that's kind of the fundamentals or the basics of what we do for an altar call. It's a good idea to be playing in the key that, not the last worship song, probably the most powerful worship song that you did, or if you want to arrange that with your worship leader. So when we go up, is there a song that you recommend? The other day we didn't have the song in what we were playing, but we ended up going to Awakening. So I ended up playing in C, and then from there, from playing whatever you're playing, if they do request a worship song or we do want to build it up a little bit, you can feel free to just take it into something like a bridge where the whole band can be playing along with you. And then from then on, you can be really free to be building that up and take it wherever it needs to go with the band, with the worship leader, and kind of follow, I guess, where the pastor wants to go with the service, which is really what your role is up here. So, as I said, if there's any questions, make sure you email us at creative@generation.org, and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. See ya.